So, Blizzard, I was gonna make a video today talking about PvE stuff. I was really excited. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna, show some boys out there and girls what it is to do with, some Seal of Martyrdom PvE style build, since we're kind of all in a weird gray area at the moment on where the fuck we're even trying to go, bruv. Where are we trying to go this phase? We have no idea as Ret Paladins. What is even with that accent? Settle down, editor. Lock it in today. We got some Hydration Nation, the water bottle, the all black like we're Tom Cruise pulling off the face mask in Mission Impossible. Lock it in. However, I was going to make a good video. I was like, you know what? We're going to talk about PvE, go to 60 upgrades, which we're still going to go through this video. But now, you guys drop some late night news, bro. Some late night news on your boy out of nowhere. This shit's unbelievable. I'm about to suck you off. Settle down in Minecraft. Settle down. Lock it in. However, this is ridiculous. Late night news out of nowhere talking about class balance changes, last second, I guess, adjustments or whatever. Now, there's several things they did for a couple classes, but we're going to go over mainly Paladin stuff. I'll leave the links in below if you wish to look over the other classes as far as what is going on with your class, and then we'll talk about it. However, this is mainly Paladin stuff overall in the video, going over Sunken Temple raid sets, going over the additional class tuning, and then also talking about a couple things that I'm really curious about as far as the tuning that was applied for these patches, and also some stuff about Hammer of Righteousness and what weapons we're going to be using for our Seal of Martyrdom build overall for PvE, because obviously Martyrdom is what carried us through, all of Phase 2. However, let's dig deep into it. Before we even get to this, editor, you better get it right to the correct screen. I want to saliva attack. What's going on? I had way too much chicken parm today. First tab. I'm not sponsored by these guys. I've said this in other videos before. I know I use Zockify a lot, but I'm going to put their links in my video as well, because or in the description below, because I think this is an awesome website. If you guys are confused and you're lost on where to go about doing stuff, Zockify has you all hooked up on what pre-quest you have to do, the advantages of pre-questing. It shows you the disadvantages and all the pre-quest routes for Phase 3 overall, and like the supply shipments, and even talking about like the Mal of Zul'Farrak and a lot of other things in general. They show you what quests are the best ones to go in specific areas, and the best part, they show you what routes per quest of Alliance and Horde to use overall. So I would definitely check out Zockify. They also go over all the loot in Sunken Temple in a nice, categorized thing that shows you everything from every weapon in there to accessory to armor pieces and general gist of everything overall. It's pretty dope, and they show you the set pieces as well, which is really really awesome stuff. But yeah, I really highly recommend checking them out. They even got stuff for Ret Paladins, showing your pre-bis list. It seems like they're already cooking stuff up, and it even shows a lot of Gnomergan pieces here, which I even said in my other video before this shit was even fucking out. I said, listen, I think Gnomergan is going to have a lot of good pieces that are still in there that people are going to chase after, and shit, fucking, I can't even speak right now, I'm stuttering, I'm about to have a fucking stuttering attack. However, yeah, there's probably a horde somewhere nearby. But yes, they already set it up, and this is stuff I mentioned is what I'm basically getting at. But yeah, I told you, Gnomergan gear is going to be still pretty good come this phase. So I'll put these links in the description below. Let's get into the portion of the video. So, if you don't want to see these, spoiler alert, ST Temple raid set bonus changes, Season of Discovery, as of a couple of minutes ago. And it seems like they added some different sets for a lot of classes. Or just set bonuses. They made some adjustments overall as well. Basically, we have stuff for the Priest, Mage, and Warlock. From Malevolence, your damage spells have a chance to cause your target to take up to 50 increased damage from subsequent spells. They also have, actually highlights it for you too. Look at this, baddie, settle down. Let's calm it down, let's not get bricked up in the video. For Warlock, we have a 3-piece set bonus with Shadow Spark. Dealing damage with Shadow Cleave reduces the cast time of your next Immolate spell by 50%, stacking up to 2 times, last 12 seconds. Looks pretty dope. And then also for the Priest, Faith, and Magic, your holy damage spells cause you to gain 60 increased damage and healing power for 15 seconds, and that is your Priest set overall. For Leather, Sunken Temple, I'll just go over these sets, and I won't talk much about like the balance tuning about all other classes, just Paladins, but we'll go over these for now. Leather, Sunken Temple, we have Druid, and it's kind of drippy, low-key, I'm not gonna lie. Exile Dreamer, your healing spell critical strikes now have a 50% chance to activate Dream State. You must have Rune engraved. Interesting. Lost Worship Armor, 2-piece set bonus change from MP5 to Critical Strike with the new 3-piece set bonus Improved Wrath Starfire, plus 3. Increase the critical hit chance of Wrath and Starfire by 3%. And then Coagulate, I believe, Bloodguard's Leathers Druids is 2-piece set bonus change from Stamina to Strength, and the 3-piece set bonus Power Shredder. Shred reduces the mana cost of your next Shapeshift cast within 10 seconds by 30%, and Precise Claws improve your chance to hit with all spells and attacks by 2% while in Bear or Dire Bear forms. Very interesting. And then for the Rogue, Blood Corrupted Leathers. 3-piece set bonus, Blood Corrupting. Backstab and Sinister Strike cause the target to take 7 more damage from all sources for 30 charges for 15 seconds. Also, Blood Corruption causes the target to hemorrhage, increasing any damage dealt to the target up to 7. Lasts 30 charges or 15 seconds. Increased damage taken by 7. So this sounds pretty interesting, pretty juicy for my rogues out there, and all my other classes that I mentioned so far, as you know, the priests, all the cloth wearers, the leather wearers, the druids. Let me know what you guys think about these bonuses overall. You know, the warlocks and mages. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious on your, point of view and what you think is going on for you guys. For mail, from the Sunken Temple bonus sets. For shamans, we have Emerald Rains, reduce the casting time of Healing Rain by 100%. We have another piece, and let's take a look what they look like too. Okay, just some recolors. Fiery Strength, dealing fire damage over time, causes you to gain 7 AP, stacking up to 10 times, lasts 20 seconds. And then we have Stunned Devotee's Chainmail, which is also Shaman and Paladin. Holy Crit, increase Holy Spell critical strike chance by 3. The Furious Storm, chance on spell cast to increase your nature spell damage and healing up to 60 for 10 seconds. I think that's a little weird. Nature for Paladins, I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that's more on the Shaman. I have no idea, so that's something I wouldn't be too crazy about personally myself. Dread Hunter's Chain for the Hunter. Striker's Rapid Fire bonus. Reduce the cooldown of your Rapid Fire ability by 2 minutes. Very nice. And then we have some plate getting on to the juice, right? Obsessed Prophet's Plate. We have for Lordaeron. Horn of Lordaeron reduces the cast time of your next 2 Holy Light spells by 0.2 seconds. Oh, shit! What? Have they been listening to my videos? Oh my god! Wailing Berserker's Plate Armor, Warrior Paladin, 3-piece set bonus, extra attack. Okay, everything's basically 3-piece or 2 set bonuses, alright? Extra attack gives you 5% chance to get an extra attack on the same target after dealing damage with your weapon. Ooh, that sounds actually pretty nice, getting off a bigger swing. And then Banish Martyr's Full Plate, and this is what this all looks like. Star Wall Block. Gain 50 block value for 6 seconds after blocking. Okay. Well, guys, that is the new data from Sunken Temple raid set bonus changes of Season of Discovery so far. I'm very happy about this one right here. I've been saying that the Paladins, for Holy Paladins, have a really shitty situation for the chest slot for a minute now. And I think if Horn of Lordaeron, and this is just my personal, I'm going to say this real quick. Let's zoom in this one, all right? Full cam it. Good job, editor. I like what you did there. But I really think this is a good change for Horn of Lordaeron. I even think a better change is to just increase it to 10 minutes, like you did with Blessing of Wisdom, Blessing of Might. Like, have it be such an advantage of having that rune, where even if it takes over Blessing of Might or Blessing of Wisdom, where it's like something that's really good overall, whether if you change the stat and properties of Strength and Agility and Intellect, depending on how you do it, or have it stack with those other blessings and keep it at 10 minutes or 5 minutes at least for a raid fight, whatever. Like, I think there's some more changes to the Horn itself because it's a cool concept, and it gives like a support vibe, it gives like, you're out there in the battlefield and then the Holy Paladin just, you know what I mean? Just blows it down, right? And the riders of Rohan start coming storming in. So all I'm saying is, I think it's dope that they're doing some changes, helping out the Holy Paladins. I like this. This is not a bad change. But unfortunately, who knows if they're going to make further changes to the chest slot runes for Holy Paladins overall. We'll see what happens in the future. So, as we go on, we're going to talk about the additional class tuning now that has happened with Paladins. So, there's a lot of stuff here for a lot of other classes. I want you guys to discover that yourselves. Come back to the comments. We'll talk about it. And, if you want to, go over it, we'll, talk about it as a one-on-one situation. Maybe go on to a dinner date. Who knows? However, the Paladin, stay locked in. ADHD, brain's getting fried. However, Proved Hammer of Wrath. Engrave your bracers with the Hammer of Wrath rune. Hammer of Wrath is now instant, and the cooldown on Hammer of Wrath resets each time it damages an enemy below 10% health. Now, I think I was talking with somebody else in my Discord, one of my boys, and we were talking about like the Hammer of Wrath being like, I think it's like a second cast or something like that. And I was very curious. I was like, wait, what's going on with Hammer of Wrath now? So are they treating this like retail Hammer of Wrath? Because my buddy who plays retail as well, he told me that and it's my boy Dan. He told me that Hammer of Wrath in retail is like instant. It is like instantaneously, boom, you just pop that shit left and right. And then my other friend, I believe the buddy I was talking to, Nick, he basically said that, yeah, it was a second cast, I believe. Like, there was a cast timer to it, nothing too long. But now that it's instantaneous and the cooldown resets each time it damages an enemy below 10% health, this is basically what I'm looking at this as a really good trash clearing thing, almost like a warrior execute in a way, maybe not to that extent, but in BGs, when I think about it in PvP, I'm thinking like, whoa, what if I use this in BGs and like I pop this bad boy and then I see somebody who's in range I can't get to and I just swing this hammer over to them, and then basing off the proc base build that we're doing, you know, the whole Art of War exorcism, we're getting the procs depending on how that hits with the vengeance going deep ret. The sky's the limit with this specific change, and I was talking about it even further when I was showcasing the Hammer of Righteousness to my friends. And then I go down to the comments and I read this. This is from 2022. We're going to read this together, okay? Down here. So, it says, Hammer of Righteousness throws a hammer at the target, which bounces off of, or bounces off it to hit up to 3 additional targets, or 4 if glyphed. Now, this is obviously Wrath of the Lich King stuff, right? This is data, but we're just reading something old to be curious about it. Each target takes hit damage equal to 4 times your average main hand DPS, which is still the same concept, right? In the one from Sod. Which you can view your character sheet's melee tab by hovering over the damage value. The real kicker for their spell, however, is that each hit can proc a hit effect. Most notably, seals and judgments. This means that throwing the Hammer of Righteousness into a group of baddies is a great way to heal yourself with Seal of Light, regain mana with Seal of Wisdom, spread stacks of Seal of Corruption / Vengeance, obviously not Corruption, but Vengeance, or deal huge cleaving damage with Seal of Command, as each seal can proc up to 4 times if glyphed in a single throw. Obviously, this is Wrath stuff. But what this means is that it can be based, which was really exciting for me, by hovering over the damage value. I'm assuming maybe extended character stats, basing off of maybe a specific add-on this individual was talking, or just checking the UI. However, if this scales off of a 2-hand weapon, overall the damage value in a nutshell, the threshold of it, and now that it's an instant cast, and it's procking non-stop, Vengeance turns online, Art of War, Exorcism, boom, bam, bop, you know, and you're going crazy, you know, depending on how you're playing this. Maybe if you're using the Wrath rune on the head slot, and, you know, and getting the Exorcism crit strike chance based off your melee strike chance, going popping off. Dude, the sky's the fucking limit with this particular thing. I'm very curious to see how it is. I'm not going to overhype the situation, even though I'm a very overhyped and high energy individual when it comes to this, but I'm very excited about this. And then we read it further. Let's scroll down here. We're not done. They changed some parameter values, which I'm not entirely sure what these parameter values are changing in particular, but it seems it's adding like the specific aura of the ability itself and showing a new effect of a certain modifier that is changing to the damage / healing done on, and how it's, I guess, being displayed overall. But I am very excited for this ability. I think this ability has a lot of potential. Obviously, it shows modify the cast time. That's the new thing that they're implementing, with taking down the cast time from what it once was to something that is basically no longer, right there, 1 second cast. So for example, it's no longer the 1 second cast, it's instantaneous, and I like this a lot. There's also another thing that they mentioned here, the Furious Storm, which I'm not too sure what this is all about. Maybe this can be a mistypo or not, it doesn't belong here. However, I like the fact that they're giving some love for the Holy Paladins, and I think Hammer of Wrath, improved Hammer of Wrath, now has a way to force itself in the PvE and potentially even better the PvP situation when it comes to this style of ability. However, for even tanks, this is really cool too. Really dope stuff. I'm really excited, and I'm just so ready to get in there. It's been a blast these past couple days, doing quests, doing STV, and getting my other professions up and stuff like that. So really fun time. Now, this is where I'm a little concerned. So I was going to build my character, right? I was like, you know, doing my PvE thing. I was like, all right, this is really basically the PvE build. You see here, like on the right, or I could put the camera here in the middle real quick, correct. Yeah, I'll put it this side right here. This is the stuff I'm rocking on the right side. You guys can check it all out here. This is what I'm considering, right? Just basically bread and butter for the build. Obviously, I wouldn't use the undead one. I would use the dragonkin one, which I don't know if they're showing it here. Maybe I don't even know if I can look it up real quick, even if they have it. All right, well, no big deal. The dragonkin one is the one that I'd be using, right? Because obviously for PvE, right? But this is where now my biggest concern comes from, because the values of this weapon that I wanted to use, because I was like, wow, this is really nice, because you know, the only other weapon that we're using right now is basically the Crowd Pummeler. And the Crowd Pummeler is at 2.0, very juicy with Seal of Martyrdom, something that's really fast, it attacks fast, and we're building it like a fast-based attacking, you know, build, kind of like they had like Ret Paladins, right? You know, based on, you know, speed. However, I like the way the pummeler felt in you know, this phase overall. I think it was really juicy. I almost think this should have been the epic item, and this would have been la juice. I would have loved this instead of the thermoplug axe, which I think was more better for a warrior than it is myself. However, now things are fucking weird. Things got weird. Things got really weird, guys. Cause I'm lost. They just changed a lot of versions of stuff in the raid, to a lot of different things, and we're gonna go over it. So now the lasher, which I was gonna use, was at a 2.60 swing speed, because right now, before I even say this, before we go into it, let me actually tell you what's the situation here. Paladins right now in the Paladin Discord, friends who are Paladins, they're very concerned right now that we're gonna be stuck with the automatic Crown Pummeler all the way through 50, and I don't blame them, because I feel like we might be. I feel like there's going to be a problem where now we're going to be having to use this off of its global cooldown, pop it, use it, and then have another macro to switch to our other weapon, depending on what that weapon is. However, when I'm looking through the items in the raid, in the, you know, the data mines and all the, you know, what they're logging here on the website, I don't see any weapon that is good for Seal of Martyrdom. It's a little scary right now. I don't know what's going to be the weapon to use for Seal of Martyrdom. Now, maybe in fairness, I got to do a little bit more research in the Paladin Discord. I haven't been talking in there for the past couple days, or even saying anything or looking, because I've been just so busy with my guild. However, I know this for a fact that there is a little bit of scarce amongst the Ret Paladin community when it comes to just using this only weapon all the way to 50. And I thought we were going to go with the Lasher, but now they changed it from 2.60 to 3.40. And that's a big fucking yikes, because I really liked the way it sounded. I was like, damn, this sounds dope. It's basically, you know, a weapon that lowers the target strength by 15, deals 90 to 210 shadow damage, and an additional 125 damage over 15 seconds. Plus, it's a chance on hit. And if it procs, possibly turning Vengeance online, you know what I mean? Like, or any proc with a Paladin, proc-based weapons, like, there's a lot of potential of it turning something online for our ability, especially Deep Ret, right? So, and especially Art of War builds. But now it's 3.40, and I'm like, fuck, dude, that's Seal of Command right there. You might as well be using Seal of Command with this bad boy now. And it totally shits on the build I was going to present to you guys. And it's like now there's a point where I can't even tell you what I want to do for this build, because I mean, yeah, you could stick with the insulated chest guard, you can go for something in BRD, you can go for the whaling set, obviously that's another option. This is what I was just going with, like, you know, the best in slot options overall. But I am lost in the sauce on what I'm gonna do for the weapon, because I'm looking at all these other items, and there's a lot of reworks here. Most of it is spell power reworks, putting spell power on gear, changing from spirit to spell power. The big bad pauldrons seem really nice now too, because they changed it. The old's on the right, the new's on the left. They changed it from having spirit to having an 8 agility. So this makes it better, and those pauldrons always look sick as it is from ZF. They've added increased rare quality overall and DPS and damage range for this one-hand dagger. A couple other things as well for some pieces of gear here. And then an amulet that has 50 armor and 13 stamina, which is actually pretty solid overall. But I am very confused on what we're going to go with. They even changed some stuff here in Oldemon as well. Having different, you know, pieces here, different you know, variables and stats. I apologize. I'm having a brain fart right now. But overall, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say here. A lot of spell power based stuff is what I'm seeing. Nothing too intriguing to the Paladin's eye, which is like kind of messing with me a little bit. I mean, this one-hand sword is pretty cool. I do think a lot of one-hand swords are going to play a lot of effect right now, which is going to be very weird if that is the case, because if one-hand swords are going to become our new thing, and just, you know, using Seal of Martyrdom with a one-hand sword, or using an automatic crowd pummeler and then having a one-hand sword that's more damage than the automatic crowd pummeler, and then just switching to that one-hand sword with a shield, it's going to be a very weird situation for Seal of Martyrdom users in Phase 3, and I'm just concerned, basically, is what I'm getting at. Let's look at BRD. They made some changes here as well. Remove Spirit. A lot of stuff with removing Spirit and adding more like strength and agility. We have something here, removing, you know, for the bows, so more attack power, removing the beast stuff for that ability. Let's see what else they have here. Anything with the staff. This is my first time looking even this deep, guys, so bear with me. I'm sorry if I'm not 100% knowledgeable. I'm taking a look, raw dogging it with you. Let's see here. We have a dagger, life force, avenge guard. They added 10 strength and 8 armor, and removed the 10 spirit. So a dagger, a cloth helm, a ring, upgraded it to rare quality. This is actually really juicy. 10 strength and 13 stamina. That's pretty fucking fat. I like that a lot. Added 36 AP to the Helm of Exile to make it more intriguing, because I think a lot of people, a big problem was with this as well. A lot of people right now don't know if they're going to change from their helm, which I don't blame them. You work that hard to get that fucking helm, and you have to swap it out already. It's like, that's a really good-ass fucking helmet. And if you're going to make me swap it out, at least make these other helmets somewhat interesting to give them a chance. Because at first, with the data leaks, it didn't look that intriguing. And now, a lot more helmets look they look more hot to pick up, like a better commodity overall is what I'm trying to get at. So there's better variables on the table. But everything else, not too intrigued overall. And yeah, it goes back to what I was saying. I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do now as Martyrdom players for PvE. It's gonna be weird, because let's zoom in on this, because this is basically at the ending point of the video. I don't know where we're gonna go. I genuinely don't know. Are we gonna use a one-hand sword and shield that has more damage and faster speed than the automatic crowd pummeler? We're just using the crowd pummeler off its cooldown? Or is it going to be that time that we're going to switch to Seal of Command builds? And Seal of Command with, you know, Divine Storm, is that going to be the play? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think Martyrdom is still the better play, personally, for PvE. Just my 2 cents. But that's the dilemma we're in right now, and I'm very, very concerned for the future of Paladins if more weapons start having, you know, slower base speed, which is naturally a good thing for a Paladin, but Martyrdom is just so good for damage in PvE, where it can't be underlooked, and it has a lot of benefits, right? You know, mana regen, etc., right? But overall, yeah, I'm confused, guys. I don't know what to say. I can't even give you the PvE video right now, because I don't know what the fucking sword or weapon we're going to use that's going to be our damage thing, because anything under 3.20 is, you know, it's good, but unfortunately the Lasher is now no longer that case. The 2.60, the Dream, that's not the weapon to have. It is a good weapon though to get, don't get me wrong, still a good weapon, but not for Martyrdom. So we'll see what happens. That's it. You know, that's it. We're done. We're done, I say. However, thank you for joining the video. I hope you enjoyed this. We're at, what, the 23-minute mark? 24? Not bad. And I apologize if I was a day late and putting out a video. I've just been really tired the past couple days. I've been trying to, you know, fix my sleep patterns and stuff. I also have my dad's birthday that I have to take care of. And also, we've been, for our neighbors, we've been getting them like a nice cake. We're pretty tight with our neighbors, so they're really cool to us. So we're getting them like a cake for because they have a birthday as well. Too many fucking birthdays. However, lock it in. Much love and keep on keeping on. As always, amigos, Papatello loves you no matter what. Leave your comments below, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. Was that a good video? I think it was alright. That wasn't a bad bit. I'll kick your ass right now. You pick that up. I'll spit on you. I don't care what they said. I don't care if they like you as